Hey y'all, I'm Blaine Phillips.
And I'm Phillips-LeVan.
We're married, like just a minute ago, but we've been together for 14 years.
We have a teenage daughter.
Which means she's basically an adult, right?
We're also growing a business on the side together.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Through all of that, we've learned how to improve so many aspects of our lives and show up in an amazing way.
So we decided to host a podcast to share our journey with you.
It's called Let's Do Life Together, because that's just what we want to do with you.
So if you could use some tips and tricks on how to make life a little smoother,
then you're in the right place.
come on in and let's do life.
T minus 2 weeks. You will be eating turkey.
Is that the T part? T minus
Oh boy.
turkey and 2?
No. Turkey 2. Thanksgiving is only 2 weeks away.
Can we have ham instead?
Yeah, we don't need turkey. That's a lie. We're going to eat ham. But hey, guess what? You can eat ham in 2 weeks.
Ham biscuits.
No,
That's
not
the best
biscuits.
part of Thanksgiving.
That's the next day. Our
Right.
episode comes out on Thursdays.
Yeah.
You're ruining this intro. What's happening?
Happy Thanksgiving.
It's
Yep.
not Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. Thanksgiving is 2 weeks away. Hello and welcome to episode 55. Jason has botched our intro all around, but we are here. And I'm telling you about Thanksgiving because we're going to talk about the importance of giving back. That's
Right.
on a more serious note.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Not giving thanks. We're just giving back.
Yeah, we're not giving things. But with that in mind, have you seen it? The explosion of social media. Jason, do the people that you follow in your social media do this? In the month of November, for every day, they generally post something that they are thankful for in that day. Do your people do this?
No.
Really?
No. Well, my people, probably not. My people, if they're the same people that you follow, then yeah. But some
my
of them,
people do that.
Thankful Thanksgiving.
Thankful
Thanksgiving.
No, we're not
That's
planking.
something else.
That's something else. That's a different group. Oh boy.
I see those.
All right. Did you do your plank this morning?
Sure.
No, you didn't. That's not even true. All right. You're getting us off topic. Anyway, social media feeds are often flooded this time of year with people doing a post a day about something that they're thankful for, grateful for, whatever you want to call it. I love those posts. It makes me think about, I've been doing a daily gratitude practice for a couple years now, and I like it because it's the way to start the morning. It is far too easy to get bogged down in all the lists and all the things that we need to do and the goals that we're still working towards that feel far away. So just grounding yourself in that gratitude practice. I challenge myself to write 5 things every morning in my journal that I'm grateful for. And I do little things, not big things, like I'm grateful for my husband. I am grateful for him, but I'm talking about the little things. And I find those things, like I'm intentional throughout the day looking for little moments of gratitude, which is helpful when you're getting bogged down and it feels like a crappy day when you look for those little things like, hey, I'm really grateful that Jason picked me up this morning and I was able to avoid the rain.
Right. Just get a little more specific.
Yeah. And so this time of year, you see those practices and I like it. It's a Thanksgiving type of season. That's what we're in. The month of November is all about it's all about Thanksgiving, and we're not just talking about turkey or ham. So today we want to challenge you to take that idea, the daily gratitude practice, whatever it is, and bundle it up, take it up a notch. Use the energy of the season to go a little bit further, if you will, and actually work on giving back. Right? This was your idea, Jason, this podcast episode, which I think is probably another reason that I like him so much. He's really good at giving back. Giving back comes in all shapes and sizes, really. I think we've all seen those quotes that float around, the Pinterest-worthy quotes of, I don't know, like, what is that? It's like, this is your bad day. Don't forget that somebody would always trade their bad day for yours. Like the idea that someone is in a worse current situation than you are. Someone else is struggling.
Somebody always has it worse off than you.
Right. Your bad day is a bad day. I'm not negating it because it is bad in your world, but somebody always has one that's a little bit worse or a lot of it worse in some instances, I guess. Well,
yeah. So I think as we go into the holiday season, it's the time where people start to, have a little generous moment, and they'll do something like within the season. But I think for me, the idea is to kind of plant the seed so that you can continue and actually make a habit out of giving and being, a giving person throughout the whole year, not just at Thanksgiving or Christmas time.
So yes, we're capitalizing on your energy right now, but the idea is in hopes to do that, but create a foundation where you know how good it feels and to keep going and take that forward. I think about we went to Africa. How many years ago?
4 years ago.
As a family, Jason, me, and Sienna went to Africa. We spent 3 weeks in Cameroon with some friends who did his doctorate studies there. And so we kind of had a little tour guide, if you will. And we spent 3 weeks there. And going into that trip, our friend who'd been there many, many times, like I said, he did his study work there. He said, hey, we're going to go into some villages that are poor and don't get a lot of things. And here's a list of things that I've taken over the years in my bag that really mean a lot to them. And the list was, just all kinds of things that you can't even imagine, like Band-Aids. You don't think about that, but like Band-Aids and aspirin to clothes and cleats and soccer balls. Not necessarily needed, but makes a huge impact on a child, and school supplies and just all types of things. And so we took, our bags were filled with our own stuff, but as much as we could possibly carry, we took. We had friends that donated to us or to them, and we took it, and we just, as many of those things on that list as we could get, we did. And we stayed with a host family for one of the weeks that we were, probably one of the weeks at least that we were there. And this is so vivid. There are two vivid memories for me during that trip. And Jason, he didn't know I was going to talk about this, so I'm curious what he will say. But one of them, the host family that we stayed with, the man was a principal at a school. He was so funny. He was like the nicest thing, but he was a principal and do not picture what you're picturing right now as like a principal of this. He's a principal of a school, but it's smaller. Like it's just hard. It's so much. So I had this Ziploc bag full of ink pens and Sharpies and pencils and but it was like hodgepodge. It was just like stuff that I had collected like around the office and just, they were new, they weren't junky, but it wasn't like a pack, it wasn't like 10 packs of brand new pens. It was a hodgepodge Ziploc bag of probably 100 pens, pencils, markers.
Right. And yeah, first world problems of, I like these other pens, so I'm not going to use these pens.
Right. First world problems. So I took that bag with us, and I said to him, one night we had dinner, we were sitting there, and I was like, I have this. I wondered if, I don't know. I'm like, does he want this like hodgepodge bag of pens? Again, remind you, it's not crappy. It's just hodgepodge. And I'm like, I have this bag of pens. Like, could you use this at your school? You would have thought I just gave this man the keys to the city. He's like in his 50s. Maybe pushing 60. Like a grown man, his eyes light up like Santa has come to town. He's so excited. He's like, oh my gosh, these are great. And he wasn't faking this because we were like his house guests. These are so good. I'm going to take these to school and lock them in my desk drawer. And these are for the principal. When the kids come, and then I will let them have one. I'll let them choose from the bag. And only the principal has these special pens. And he just it made his day. He went on and on about this bag of what I was calling hodgepodge pens. Holy bazinga. Just that act of giving back and it meaning so much to him. I think about that part one and my second one, then I'll move on. But we also went there, and before going, I went to a secondhand store here, like a secondhand sporting goods store. It's called Play It Again Sports. I think there are more places. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Secondhand store. And I got some secondhand soccer cleats. Soccer is very big there. And multiple pairs, 5 or 6 pairs, not a ton, because again, we were traveling to Africa and we only had backpacks, but 5 or 6 pairs of soccer cleats. And we put together a pickup game. Oh, and we took balls also. We had like deflated them and took pumps to give to the kids. And so we put together a like pickup game of soccer one afternoon for like the village kids where we were staying. And they didn't know, and I had these cleats in my backpack, and we got there, and I knew I didn't have enough for everyone, and we just picked random sizes. Like, I knew that, but I brought out these cleats. I could cry, like, telling you. And then we're talking about secondhand cleats. Like, sometimes you would see people turn down secondhand things here, and, like, we pull out these secondhand cleats, and these kids, they were trying to, like, it wasn't, I think we had enough for everybody that was there. I don't think that there were kids that didn't get any, but there were kids that were like trying to shove their foot into a size that wasn't their size. And we were like, no, wait, we have more sizes. And they were just thrilled to have it. And we had spent not a lot of money on taking these cleats to them and the impact that it had on their life. Like, I don't know. That's giving back to me. So when we start talking about giving back, I immediately think about stories like that and how it's happened in my life. But I don't know. Where did you go? I got off topic, G. It's not off topic.
It's not off topic. I didn't know which stories you were going to tell. But yeah, the one I remember is the crayons. So the little girls in the neighborhood, they called them colors. They wanted their colors. So we would just kind of throughout the week bring out a new box of crayons, and everybody gets a couple, and they're drawing pictures like all day, and just so excited to have like 2 crayons.
Colors. 2 colors. Yeah. I mean, it's a reminder that, like the quote says, whatever that is, wherever you are, wherever season you're in, there's someone that is struggling more, that is worse off, and you can make an impact. And you do not have to go to Africa to do that. That trip was a blessing to us and a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing that we got to do with our friends. But it's not something that you have there. The people that are in need that could use you giving back are not just in Africa. They are down the street. And it's important for us to remember that wherever you are in your life right now is a blessing. Yes, I know you want to go somewhere else, and you have goals, and you want to get fitter, and you want to earn more income, and you want to improve your life. And that's great, but you are also blessed, and you have the ability to put your head over your shoulder, look back, and bless someone else who is coming along and they're not there yet. I mean, isn't that what it should be about? Is like helping other people, like reaching back and extending your hand and helping them up.
Right. So I think you do that in the ways that you're able to, and the ways that kind of fit with you. So for us, we've kind of cycled through some different ways we've given back. So a few years ago, it was on a kind of a bigger scale, and we organized a big fundraiser event for American Cancer Society, and that was continues to be a cause that we're very close with. It's a good fit for us, but we used our abilities around organizing and planning and coordinating this event to have that impact.
Pardon this interruption, but I need to ask you a quick question. Are you someone who wants to improve your life but are stumped on where to start? You know you want better for your marriage, your finances, maybe for your health, or for all the things, but just thinking about it feels totally overwhelming. So you stay stuck. Friend, I totally know that feeling. I lived in that achy place for years. I finally started to see change. I'm talking about real change, not just 1 or 2 days worth of change. When I began focusing on just one area at a time. And I know you can do that very same thing. In fact, I know you can do it even faster than I did. Sounds like a challenge to me. But you can get there by using our Where to Focus First tool. What's this, you ask? Well, it's a brand new download that I created to help you hone in your focus to move out of the stuck into the life that you dream of. This tool is totally free. Oh yeah, you heard that right. I know how crappy it can feel to look around and feel like everyone else is getting what they want, and you just don't know where to begin. So I'm sharing with you the exact steps we used for free. All you need to do is head over to blainephillips.com/focus and download your copy today. All right, back to me and Jason bantering away.
I am able to donate blood, so I do that whenever I can. I do platelets also, so it's something that I can do. Not everybody can do that. Their blood.
I can't do that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I can't donate blood. I have a blood disease and I can't do that. And I have had blood transfusions in my life. I have needed blood. So I'm grateful for Jason, people like you who donate your blood, because it saved my life at one point and I can't give it. And so I appreciate you do. People who do. It's simple. There's grand and there's small, but you're giving back by giving your blood. And it's so easy these days. I mean, how long does it take you actually, like start to finish? How long is that process?
So just the standard blood donation is like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like that's not even your whole lunch break.
And in this area, there's the Red Cross all over the place. There's blood drives everywhere. Extra lucky because they come to work. So, every 8 weeks, I just go down the street, sit there for 20 minutes, and go back to work.
Yep. But he's so right. It's serving where you can in the season of life that you're in, like the major charity that he talked about. We were in a time where we could, and we devoted months to that. Like that was our spare time for months, and it was huge, and it earned a lot of money, and we enjoyed it, and it filled our hearts up in many ways. And then we moved into a new season where Sienna's playing travel ball and things are getting busier and we're building a business, and we didn't have as much time to devote to something major like that. So then you get into opportunities where you can do what we might call a one-off, like a one day of serving where you show up and you do. This is like serving with your hands, like get out and do things. We've painted porches, and we've done, showed up at the St. Jude walk and helped pass out different things, like whatever it is. You can just, it's a one-off of a few hours out of your day, and you're serving, you're giving back to your community.
Right. We did the shopping trip. I think we talked about that a few episodes back through the YMCA and the kids, the local kids that need school clothes. There's tons of opportunities out there, and if for us, it brings us joy to have more of that hands-on thing. If we could go into a season where we're giving money, which is great too. Organizations need money. They need volunteers, but everything, kind of goes around money too. So if you're able to donate money, great. If you can donate time, great. If you can do both, that's even better, I guess. But
yeah, and sometimes I think there's a difference. You can break time up into time and muscle. Like there's things where if you're able-bodied and physically able to go build a house with Habitat for Humanity, do that. But if you're not, there are many things you can still do. You can go to the senior citizen facility and play games or show up and pass out snacks. You can serve with your hands in the ability of where you are right now. Like some people can't sling a hammer, but you can go play cards at the senior citizen home.
Right. You can knit scarves that local organization is going to sell at, whatever craft show or whatever they've got going on.
Right. I can't knit scarves because I don't know how to knit. But I mean, I suppose I could learn how to knit, but currently I don't know how. But I can go and be the muscle that helps set up for that event and put the tables up and do all that. So it's huge wherever that is. If that's money, if that's time, if that's whatever, or a combination. We're generally a combination around here. We get a lot of joy from physically showing up and being able to see the smiles and do the work. And there's just something rewarding about it. But wherever you're at in ability, in season of life, in financial standing, whatever that may be, there are opportunities to meet you where you are that organizations need your help. And I can promise it will make an impact on your life, on the person's life, and parents. If you are a parent and you are raising kids, and I feel like you are if you're here because that's what we talk about a lot, the example that you're setting, the foundation that you're giving your kids, that we help each other, we help our fellow man, we look back and we extend our hand and we pull them up, is like, I don't know, there's not much better than that for them, in my opinion. And
yeah, most of our recent volunteer opportunities are as a family, so getting Santa involved, and there's plenty of opportunities for kids.
And that time as a family, like it's unplugged. Nobody's on their phone while they're out serving. Like it's unplugged. You laugh, you joke, you get to see people, and you're interacting with people from all walks of life, which is so important because we can very easily get caught up in our own bubbles of these are the main people that we usually associate with. We go to church and we sit in the same seat, and we go to school and these are our friends, and we go to work, but there are so many different kinds of people out in the world. And so getting out in different organizations and volunteering exposes them and us to different kinds of people, different walks of life, different backgrounds. That is huge for them. And seeing each other serve and just spending that time together. We Sienna and I, there's an organization, I didn't even know that this existed. And that's the thing. There's so many things in your own community, I guarantee you don't even know. I'm an avid Trader Joe's shopper. Like we shop at Trader Joe's every single week. And one day I went to go to the bathroom and it was occupied, and I'm waiting out in the hallway, and I happen to glance up and I see a sign that says that they donate their bread to this local food pantry called 5 Loaves. Never heard of it. Didn't know. Came home, Googled it out of curiosity. Googled this, and it's a food pantry that is being solely volunteer ran in a church here in our city. And they have hooked up with certain businesses. Trader Joe's is one, Panera is one, and then several other places here locally where we have volunteers that go in their cars and their pickup trucks, and they pick up things that these stores are willing to volunteer on a daily basis, and then they bring it back to this food pantry. And they set it up kind of like a grocery store in this big room, and people are able to come in and shop. And there are requirements and qualifications and things like that. But I learned all this and ended up volunteering Sienna and I to go and do this. And it's so many layers there, because the store that we shop at that I already love, now I see all their fresh breads and muffins and things there that they've donated, makes me love them even more. And now I'm seeing all these people that serve constantly, like they're consistently serving and coming in, doing this work and driving around and bringing these foods. And it felt good to get in there and be helpful to them. And then you see people with, there were moms with their kids and men and all walks of life coming in to shop, and so grateful. And there's nothing quite like getting into but you learn about your community, and you're able to help, and it's touching and it's good. And I know that is a solid thing to teach her as a parent.
Right. So it's something that it's part of our life. So we're modeling that for her, and hopefully she continues that on her own, but she's also getting exposed and saying, hopefully she's finding that gratitude when, she has a moment of, oh, this isn't the right pen. This isn't the kind of pen I like, all right, if the more experiences like that you have, you kind of easy to kind of snap back to reality of, all right, we have it pretty good. So
this free pen from the hotel will be just fine. Thanks. Moving on. Yeah, it's true. There are organizations all over the world making huge impacts. Like they are from cancer research and saving lives to putting wells in Africa. Like these organizations are changing the world, but they can't do it without our help. And help looks like your muscles, help looks like your money, help looks like all the things. And whether it's wells in Africa on a giant scale, or it's the local food pantry that's passing out the Trader Joe's bread in your backyard, like they need you and they need me. And we want to encourage you this season to do that, to start giving back once a month, once every other month, whatever it is. You have time. Don't be fronting with me like you don't have time. Stop. Don't tell me what the next episode of This Is Us is until you've gone out and served, because we do. We have time. So give back.
You have time. You have money. If you think you don't, send us a message. And we'll get on the phone and we'll tell you how you do.
It's true. And if you're wondering, like, okay, this sounds great, but how do I find like something in my community? How do I know where to volunteer? If you go to churches are great with able to help you for that. Some places I like to go, I'm not even a State Farm insurance customer, but State Farm has this program, Neighborhood of Good. You can go to their website. You do not need to be a customer. All you do is plug in your zip code and they'll tell you opportunities for volunteers right there in your neighborhood. United Way, same kind of thing. You can go there, and justserve.org, same thing. Like you can just Google volunteering in your community. It's very easy to get plugged into something. And
there's tons of sites out there. We'll probably link a few more, but think about an area that is just meaningful to you. And there's an organization locally that is involved with that. And you can just reach out and see, do they need help with anything?
It's true. What's special to you?
Find a good fit for this season. And, do it as a family and make sure everybody has their say. So if you have 2 kids, well, let them pick 1 month. So... you pick one, your husband picks one, kids pick one, and just cycle through.
We've done that, and our kids have picked all different things. We've served crab soup at the end of a marathon on a cold day, and we've worked the food kitchen and all kinds of things in between. And our hope is just to be able to free up more time to do that more.
Racing volunteer is easy because there's tons of 5Ks and 10Ks all the time, all year long, and they're always for some charity.
I guarantee near you there's going to be a race on Thanksgiving morning, and it's very likely to benefit your local food bank because that's a huge thing to do on Thanksgiving morning. What a great way. I challenge you to get your family together and go sign up to volunteer. You're off work, so go volunteer Thanksgiving morning. Put some feel good out there in the world, and then enjoy your turkey, not turkey, ham. We hope this was helpful. We hope it encourages you and gets your brain spinning and to think about ways that you can do a little something for someone else in this season and in the seasons to come, because people are in need, not just in the holidays. All right. If you found this beneficial, come find us on the socials. Tell us what you thought. Show us a picture of when you're serving and what you're doing, and we would love to see it. If you're local, we'd love to do it with you. So just keep us informed because we're doing life together, right? Until next time.